Maybe that's working? Let's try this one last thing. Audio capture. There. Now everything is on. Again. I just gotta turn everything off and back on again. It's the stupidest freaking... I'll never get it.
Well, like 99% of technology is just turned off and on again.
And it's nice that it fixes it, but it's a pain that we have to do it so often.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be this one. Yeah.
I just straight.
I missed 3 shifts through that.
Yeah.
So, some of the tips and advice you're giving me may have to wait until I get my thing fixed. Oh.
Yeah, with a car that relies heavily on engine braking, not being able to engine brake is a problem.
Yeah, for a long time I thought it was just my that the car wouldn't let you downshift that fast. And then I found out that you can actually destroy your engine downshifting too fast. My friend Phil, the hooligan, co-driver for the Endurance series, he was downshifting it so fast he destroyed the engine. And I was like, I can't even do that. Like, it's literally impossible for me to do that because it won't.
I went from an okay engine to completely destroyed yesterday in one braking zone. It went straight to red flashing.
Jeez.
It on one of the downshifts it hit 12,000 RPM.
And don't hit that quite so hard. I'm wondering if I had new equipment, if I could be a little bit quicker, because I could rely on my equipment and I wouldn't be so scared in the braking zones like I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's got to be a big part of. Nope. Here I am this whole time thinking it was just me and I suck, and that's why I can't be consistent braking like that, but no, it's everyone else can seem to shift their cars that way.
Good one.
Personal best. Okay, let's see a 48.
Nice.
There it
Good
is.
turn on.
much. Nope. A little bit bad in that corner,
A
but
little
not as
bit.
bad as I thought.
Nice.
Yeah, I knew that one was wrong. About halfway through it. And we're just gonna smash the wall because I'm irritated with my shifters. I want to look at. Was that showing my best lap?
I have to click on the little shade splits to see which if all the sectors are the best.
And so that's the one I screwed up right there. Okay, so 3/10 faster puts. I'm still 3/10 slower basically in sector 1, even with that gain 3/10. So that's probably. Is that second chicane?
No, it's literally just the first game.
Because right now I'm 6/10 slower, and if I did it 3/10 faster, I'm still 3/10 slower than you.
Yeah.
6/10 in sector 2, and a full second in sector 3.
Yeah. The sector 3 is just commitment over the carbs. I think you almost had it there. You see, if you hadn't had the snap just at the end of that, you were going to find for 3-4 tenths in there. So
Well, we're gonna go a little bit crazy here, and I'm gonna try something. I mean, I've been practicing my throttle control anyway, so let's see what this does. If I can get TC to not screw me over.
yeah, the Lambo has
So
not enough torque.
the TC also works on braking, engine braking,
I don't think so.
because that was no throttle, no nothing coming through that, just rolling through the corner. All right, well, so we know that's not gonna help. Way too much of that. Okay.
Is there anything you need from the setup to make it a wee bit more comfortable? Is there any feedback you would put on it? Is there anything that you would like?
it's really not that different from what it felt like before, other than I wonder if I would be a little bit less snappy with.
Anti-robot at the rear gives you more wheel spin.
It gives you more wheel spin?
Yeah.
I thought it also helped with snappy, so and maybe that'll. That's a lot of the times I'll soften up somebody else's setup. If it's on 10, I knock it down one. But if they have it super far down like that, I end up snapping a lot, so I bump it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now let's see if
some cars need it. For example, the Lexus doesn't really work on zero at the rear, but
okay, that caught much better than I thought it was going to. I had planned on it doing something else right there, so I stopped steering when I should have kept steering. I added wing in the back, or roll in the back, and now I'm getting more understeer. Don't hit the wall this time. I don't mind screwing it up. I just don't want to wreck it so that I have to go into the pits again. If I went back and looked at my fastest lap, I'm curious if I'm hitting that complex of turns. I can't remember what it's called right now. I don't know why it's not in my head. The left, right, or yeah, the left, right, left.
Ascari.
Ascari, yeah. If I'm hitting at the same angle and a slower speed, why am I so much more spinny on it than you are? Holy crap.
The faster you go, usually you'll get understeer rather. You'll either get a catastrophic snap or you'll get a lot more understeer.
That's what happens to me through there when I'm on full throttle before that apex at all. I do have a stream I can go back and watch over and over again how the heck you did that almost 47 lap.
Just give me 1 second here. I just need my dog's barking a lot of nothing. I'll be back in 1 second, and then if you want me to do a few more laps to point stuff out and just run through this area, I can show you what I'm doing.
I think I probably just need to stop sucking and go faster.
No, I'll let you watch my wheel inputs, and because I think I'm probably just holding slightly less steering than you are.
I think I should be safe if I pull off right here for a second. We're gonna change that. I just changed the sensitivity on my wheel. Let's see if that makes a difference. And I'm sorry there, buddy. I didn't realize you guys were right there. Jesus. Oh my god, Now, I might just have to keep racing like I am until I can get my gear upgraded because I cannot not miss a shift. Now I help snap a little bit on me at least, so if I can take that corner right next time, maybe I can gain more time. must have gotten me a little faster, I think. Whoa. Alright, what is? Okay. I want to picture this. Ooh, I forgot my donut. How come I can't look? How come I can't look at the timetables?
Oh, 48 partners.
So, can you look at the timetables right now?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
I'm trying to click
Yeah,
on
you've
it
got,
and see my laps, but it won't show me.
yeah, if you join my share screen, you can have a look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it on my tablet.
Yeah, so if you put all your best sectors together, you have 48 too.
Well, that's not terrible.
Let's get there. As soon as you get into the 47s at all, you're kind of better than pretty much if you jumped into like a 47-8, 47-9 in an open lobby, you'd be in the top three usually.
Yeah, I'm already, I think this is my fastest lap ever. What was it, a 48.5?
5. Yeah.
I'm gonna quit this lobby really fast. And look on
Only thing I would say with
because a single player should have my.
Only thing I would say with that setup, I think I saw you put 400 as the rear middle number. It shouldn't make much of a difference because it was only one click, but I would put it back down to being the minimum because it just adds more wind spin.
Yeah. It says here my personal best lap at Monza is a 149.4.
Yeah, those things never update at the time. There's a couple of my best laps aren't on that board because it just doesn't update at the time. It's annoying.
Yeah, well, I think they update after a while, but all I'm saying right now is I think that was a second faster than I've ever done before.
That was good, really good. I just said that the issue is that the car is so heavily reliant on engine braking, not being able to utilize the engine braking because the shifter doesn't help.
Alright, so I'm back in the lobby, but I want to go to that. You put big screen.
Yeah, I'll stick it like this, and you can watch fun moves through a scar. But say the way you keep on steering.
That just is probably a skill issue for me, trying to get it through there like that, because that's how I try to do it. I just can't a lot of the time and screw it up, so I take it a little bit more gingerly.
I think a lot of the time I drive with the rear of the car, so when it comes to exits, like as soon as I'm full throttle, I'll straighten the wheel up a wee bit to kind of use the rear to slide around a little bit. So what you'll find when I get to the middle of the sky, like I'll actually be quite straight. I do that a lot. It's like when you kind of see the wheel wiggling a little bit. It's just me testing to see if there's still grip there. It means I can react if the TC's killing me or. Like through here, like I'll brake, I'll chuck it in, and then as soon as I'm on throttle, the wheel's straight to try and get it settled. Try not to crash through. That's kind of as much carb as I would usually take. Just trying to lightly touch just the left hand side, especially in the race. In the race, I'm not bothered with that carb at all.
You just can't help yourself.
I always had bad code at ours. I would run really tight to it.
I could see the Calvin look on your face when you did it. It's just like mischief.
Oh god. I want to get down to where I was at because I was starting to earlier in the week get right to where I wanted it. I'm gonna get me the gear.
Yeah, this guy on here like, oh crap, wrong gear. He still goes through it faster than I do.
I've got the momentum in it. It's just that it wouldn't be. Come on. You have to remember as well. I'll show you how many hours I've done here. It's kind of obscene. Okay, right. The car's it's weird because the 3 kilos extra weight that the buff gives it actually, for some reason, taking a lot of base out of the car, which is weird to me. Like.
Yeah, VOP is never fair on the Lamborghini, I think. It's not good enough to be adding weight to it. Like.
Well, at some tracks it's actually the best car, and not even by a little bit. Like it's by a mile. Like for example, at Laguna, when the game came out, like the Lambo was nearly like 5, 6 tenths faster than anything else. and it's really, really good at Mazzano. It's also really good at Valencia. There's a couple of tracks where, like, I would say if you're dialed in and have the right setup, it is actually pretty much impossible to beat this car. You know Desdub, who was in our lobby?
Who's that?
Desdub. SRE Desdub.
Oh, I don't know them. I haven't never spoken with them.
Yeah. He's usually Boss's teammate in the Enduro, but he used to drive the Lambo and he would beat me in races like. He doesn't race as much as he used to. He used to be like properly addicted to really fast. Come on, I need to put it slightly there, not that.
Do you make all the same noises when you're driving in a race too by yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
We're all the same. We've all got our noises and our catchphrases.
It's just, yeah. A lot of times you're just wrestling. Okay. Not in the TC.
I decided to practice not cursing in my streams.
Okay.
And it's made me really good about not cursing, like, in the real world, like, wherever I go.
Yeah.
And then one day, so my job is driving. I'm
Okay.
driving, I think it was about a 40-mile trip down to this place I had to go. And I get halfway down there in the company car that was just not the one I normally drive. It was just a spare because somebody was gone and mine was in the shop. And
Yeah.
I get like halfway down there and somebody pulled out in front of me and I had to swerve and miss them, and then the GPS camera starts yelling at me, harsh event detected, and I lost it. I mean, I would have made Ralphie's mom blush. It was so bad and so loud. Apparently my radio button got stuck on during the harsh event, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And inside the warehouse, which is like, I don't know, 6 or 7 feet from the place where they check customers out, because it's customers allowed into the warehouse. And
yeah.
As soon as it started, the dispatcher was like, uh-oh, and turned it off really quick. But I went on for a good few minutes, and I had no idea. And I get back, and somebody was like, oh, wow, you having a rough time there? I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, you didn't mean to say all that over the radio? I was like, oh my god, what?
Might give them a good laugh.
Yeah, I got a nice talking to. My manager was like, I'm pretty sure your radio button was stuck on, but try and be more aware of that in the future. I was like, yeah, no, if I'd have known my radio button was stuck on, I'd have never said the things I did. And then, if it hadn't have been for dispatch turning the radio off, the things I said,
yeah.
I may not have a job anymore.
Oh.
Can I save a replay of... Oh, I gotta get out of this to do that. I'm gonna save this replay from... Hopefully it's all of it, but it doesn't look like it is. Alright, I do know that you have definitely made me quicker here already. And I've learned a few things that I will be able to put into more practice in the future. But even shaving off the 7/10 I shaved off right here was huge for me. I haven't made that kind of improvement in God knows how long.
Yep.
So on my stream here, I'm gonna go into this thing and try and see. Does it tell you total hours driven on the game anywhere?
Uh, you have to kind of add it up from all those numbers because the total number on the outside of the game, whenever you load the game in, is just the total number that you've been in the game.
Right.
So like mine is ridiculous because I just leave my PlayStation on and it counts the game running as ours. So like when I used to live back with my parents, like I would just leave the console on. So it meant that like if it was left on overnight, you'd add 24 hours to your time
Yep.
on the game, but you weren't actually driving. I'll show you how much I have of Monza. Maybe do this here.
What is that? 38. That's 44. 52. 62. 72. 86. 101. 118. 136. 157. 175.
Is this per track or per car?
This is per track. What was that? 179. Or what did I say? 170. I think it was 174. So that puts us 196. 196. That's about 230. And there can't be that many tenths of hours in here. So if I said I've driven ACC for a total of 170-ish hours.
I did 250 at Monza alone. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's my stats.
Let me get that up onto the stream real quick. Okay, we're live. We're looking at the fish's hours. Holy Jesus! You could almost pick 3 random tracks out of this thing and still have more hours than I've driven total on this sim.
I think I've driven everywhere. The only track that I haven't really driven hard and don't have a good lap time at is Snetterton.
I feel like Snetterton is left out a lot.
It's because you cannot overtake. Because I did a race. I've only did one race there, and it I qualified on pole, and then I made a mistake hitting one of the curbs, and it threw me off into the grass. And the guy in P2 overtook me, and although I was like 5/10 a lap faster, I couldn't overtake him. There was nowhere to overtake him.
Oh my god.
So I had to spend 70 minutes just sitting behind him because I literally couldn't do anything.
That's so frustrating. I mean, it makes it technical. Like, you gotta pick a spot, put the pressure on, force mistakes, something.
Yeah.
Or add in a second class, that'll always do it. Add in GTCs or Group 4s or GT4s with it. I'm feeling slightly disappointed in you right now, though. I'm looking at the 24-hour Nürburgring.
Yeah. I don't drive it particularly often. I was driving it the other day. I was driving the Ferrari. I just
You don't like it?
I just it's not that I don't like it. It's just I I like tracks that you can actually race at, and realistically, it's good for qualifying, but there's no point in getting good at it because in a race, it's wherever you qualify is like if we had a race in the calendar to do it, yeah, I'd practice and get a good I'll get a good quality lap, and then the good thing is then you just block everyone. There's nowhere you can really go. Like the
Yes.
GP loop, yeah, and down the back straight maybe, but apart from that, it's just kind of following.
Yeah. I guess I can kind of understand that, but there's just so much room for mistake on that track.
Yeah.
I
Oh
put
yeah.
in hours and hours at it on the Syncade that shall not be mentioned on my stream. But I just really enjoyed driving that track. What was? Why did the quality go down so bad? I can barely see it now.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it just dies.
Yeah,
I
Nurburgring.
think why some of the timings are broken as well. Like why it says that a Kyle Hamner done a 27.3. So I'm what is that? 11 seconds faster than like a pro. So yeah, that's busted. Like the Nurburgring 24 hour time's busted because I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I can do a 1 minute 30.
Oh, I know exactly how you did that 1 minute 30 though.
Oh, it's because they cut through.
The
But
Joker.
then Red
Yeah.
Bull,
If you're ever
yeah,
gonna
but
take
Red
that Joker, you need to make your lap go red before you go around it, so it doesn't count, or it'll do exactly what it did to you.
okay. And then Red Bull Ring never records my times, like because I won the time trial last month with a 27.0, and it's never recorded it.
Jesus. So I'm curious. Does it not record the times in servers?
No, it does. All these, like most of these are servers. Like if you go back and look at the time trials I've done, like that's the one I did in the time trial.
Okay, so
That's
it's
the one
just
that I
some
did in
of
the
them
time
don't
trial.
do
Yeah,
that.
some of them
Okay.
just glitch out. Yeah, like for example, Silverstone, my PB is a 56 7, but it never recorded that.
Okay.
Um, it sometimes just glitches out. Like at Spa, I've done a 2:15 too, but yet again didn't record it. Um, yeah, Monza, my best is 45.4. Other than the GT2 mark.
Jesus. Okay, so here's a question for people too. How long did it take you? How many hours do you think you had into this before you got to the point that basically you are now, where it almost doesn't matter what event I've seen you in, you're on top of everything?
Um, about a year and a half ago, maybe year and a half, 2 years ago, somewhere in that period. It just if you look at my like sim grid record, I won. I think it was 42 races in a row. I took every pole position, every fastest lap, and I won every race.
And that was after how many years of being on ACC?
On the PlayStation version, I think maybe maybe a year. Because for the first while I was making my own setups, wasn't good at it, and then I got fed up because I knew I was driving well. Um, I knew I was driving well, but I was being let down by the setup, and then I started buying the Go setups, and then as soon as I bought the Go setups, then I was right there.
Alrighty. What about how many hours a day do you practice?
Um, at the minute, actually, not that much. Like I come on and I'll do a few races, but actual driving time a day at the minute, maybe like an hour.
That matters. But okay, let's. I noticed you said that you did that on console. You've only been on it for a year before you felt like that. But were you playing on PC or PS4?
No, PS4. Yeah, I was playing a PS4, but the physics were completely different. And the setups were completely different, so it wasn't really comparable.
No, but
Uh,
I think it lessens the learning curve though, because playing ACC on PS4, I was really struggling to make the change from GT7 onto that. And then when I
yeah,
finally got my PS5, I was like, okay, now I'm playing ACC. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna deal with this learning curve, and the learning curve was
Yeah.
actually harder.
Okay.
And
Uh,
so I've been on ACC for like a year and a half or something, but I was on GT7 before that, and the feeling from GT7 to ACC on PS4 to PS5 is way huge.
See, a lot of people I thought the graphics were way worse on PS4, but I thought the feeling was better. For a lot of the time, when the physics updated, I feel like they sacrificed it because the graphics on PS5 were definitely way better, but I feel like they turned the physics down a wee tiny bit because I can definitely feel a little bit less than I used to be able to before. Like I used to be able to tell exactly which tire was giving up, which one was sliding. I could always, you go around the corner and you'd be like, oh my rear left is starting to lose it a wee bit. You can feel it slipping, whereas now you can tell you're slipping, but you can't really tell from where or why, or is the front scrubbing, is the rear letting go. You kind of have to just feel it's more weight feel rather than actual the vibration torque through the wheel is not the same,
Yeah.
which pisses me off a little bit because I can't then when I'm pushing right on the edge. Sometimes you'll make a mistake and you go, why did that happen? Like and it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying there because a lot of the times when I make a mistake, I can be like, I know that so I took the corner, I was pushing in too hot, it was a little bit understeer, and I'm scrubbing wide a little bit. Yeah, I know this is what's happening, but there's times when it happens too, when it's just like I'm going through the corner just like I did the last 55 laps in a row, and the next thing you know, I'm doing donuts and into the grass, into the wall. I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah, yeah. There's just sometimes like you could like you'll be driving tracks over and over and over again, and you'll find a bump out of nowhere that you've never found before. Like it's just it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, I know that it's always frustrating playing with older equipment, especially because if there's a lack of feel in the game already, you're playing with something that's say five 5 year old equipment. It's gonna be like even worse.
Yeah, yeah. The move up to direct drive is definitely it's a lot smoother. I don't think I got any faster with it. Consistent, more consistency, yes, 100%. But
Right.
the consistency it really helped with outright pace. On an outright lap, you're always going to be. It's more the brake pedal is far more important than the steering input. Um, Most of my time comes from the braking, the actual trail braking in and getting the car set up, is more important by far. And your feet are far more important than what your hands are doing.
Oh well, you just broke my heart there because I've got spinal issues that cause numbness in my left leg, my braking foot.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
yeah,
if you ever watch my streams in the middle of a race, sometimes you'll see me like twitch and jump, and it's because
okay,
I use my muscle just right that messed me up pretty good. But
yeah,
on a lighter note, yeah, I it also breaks my heart hearing that because I have not been focusing on my pedals enough. um, I've been dreading tearing my wheel apart. I showed you the pictures. I just took my whole rim apart and tried to
yeah,
replace the plug wires on it. And the plug they sent
yeah,
me has the wrong number of wires coming out of it. It's the right 12 pin, but the number of wires
yeah,
coming out the back of it is wrong. So I just put my whole
okay,
wheel back together. It didn't really hurt anything. It hasn't helped anything. But I'm like, I've been so focused on doing that like I've got a little bit of play in my brake pedal that if I just move it, I've got a load cell. If I move it because it's got just a tiny bit of play, I'm at
yeah,
like 5% braking. So I
yeah,
should probably focus on getting in and get my bushings on my load cell fixed, huh?
yeah. The braking is. Do you have what load cell pedals you have?
The V2 Fanatec.
Um, yeah, and do they vibrate?
No.
I was just thinking if your leg sort of gets numb, then the vibration might help a little bit to feel because the vibration stops obviously when you lock up or make a mistake. Um, because I find I drive barefoot to get the best out of the feeling. Um, so yeah, the vibration helps a little bit, but like, it's not a game changer. Like my first set of pedals that I had, I didn't realize that you need to move. There's like a screw on the back, and I didn't move it. And my first braking zone I went into, I just squished the vibration motor and broke it.
Oh no.
Um, and then it's only when I got the brake performance kit that I stopped squishing it because there's not enough play in it. There's not anymore. But no, the braking and sort of slipping out of corners is like your wheel is kind of just directing what you're doing from the back. Really, like if you watch anybody driving in real life with like a go kart who's driving really fast, it's all being driven from the back. There's no the front's doing actually very little. Like yes, through high speed corners, getting your turn in point, carrying it through is much more important whenever there's
Changing
downforce. But
direction, something like that. But
yeah,
once you get your car changing, then it's all in the back foot. Or
yeah,
the back
but
wheels.
yeah, but as my friend always says, I don't know, you've probably seen a lot of his where he's called Doom Racer. Usually if he's in a lobby, it's we're fighting all race because we're pretty evenly matched. Um, but what was I going to say? I just lost my entire train of thought. There we go.
I said something about
Um,
us all steering from the back.
yeah, he drives the Mustang and everything's from the back. But like anybody karting, it's all driven from the back. And no, sorry, what he always says is when you're on a track, you don't actually spend that much time in high speed corners. You're going through the corner, yes, but you spend a lot more time in the low speed corners. There's a lot more time to be gained in low speed corners.
Right.
Like if you mess up a low speed corner, you're losing a lot more time than say if you carry 1 mile or 1 kilometer an hour too little into say like Maggots and Beckett's, you're going to lose like half a tenth by the end of Maggots and Beckett's. But if you do the same in like low speed corners or exit speeds out of like Monza, you're going to lose like 4 tenths
Right.
by the time you get to the end of the straight. Just because like if you're spending like if you think about it, if you drive a distance at 50 kilometers an hour, like the same distance, like as says you're doing 80, you're spending just more time. There's more time to make up time and make less mistakes. The low speeds are very important. Like
Right.
in tracks, like in tracks like Monza, the first chicane, second chicane. For me, the second chicane is actually is a point of massive gain. Like yes, you gain a lot of times through Ascari and Parabolica, but um, the time is all in the low speeds. Like once you get the throttle down, you don't engage the TC. You're going to gain a lot more time than you are just getting the entry ever so slightly better to Ascari. It's like when you saw me doing the laps there, like if I got the first chicane right, I was like a tenth up. Whereas if I got Ascari slightly more right, I gained like half a tenth,
Right.
and that was through 3 corners. Like it's completely. You need the focus on slow speeds and getting trail braking and getting the car when it's unloaded from aero is a lot more difficult. So it's usually where the time is. A lot of people just don't realize that. They're just like, oh, all the speed is through the high speeds and need to be fast through the high speeds, but it's really not.
And now
I
the
guess you have to
A's
give
and
it
the corner
everything.
exits are always exit speed
Yeah,
is the name of the game, and if you're coming around one of the high speed corners, um, there's one of my favorite ones. I like coming over Flugplatz on the Nordschleife or something. I mean,
yeah,
or Bravery even. Bravery is a good one because it's a good one where you can lose 5 or 10K by lifting or tapping the brake to get your rotation and not go into the wall.
yeah,
So you can lose that 5 or 10 kilometers per hour, and
yeah,
yeah, it's gonna drop you like maybe a half a tenth to a tenth on your overall lap time. You're gonna lose a little bit of time. You're not gonna be the absolute pinnacle, but coming into what's the first sector called? Ha- ha-
yeah.
Hassenbeck.
The GP loop or just oh yeah, good.
You go through Hassenbeck, you're going half the speed, less than half the speed, but you get one of those apexes wrong, or you get on it just a little bit late coming
Yeah,
into the straight at the end of all of that, and you've already lost 10 seconds before you even got to the full complex exit.
Oh yeah. It's very important. It's very line is very important as well. Getting your line right through corners is very important.
And so it felt pretty good to hear you say my lines are good at least.
Yeah, it's just being yeah, it's just the initial. It's just a wee bit of smoothness and a wee bit more um and the just keeping the braking pressure all the way to the apex because ACC is quite forgiving that you know it won't be like iRace and you won't have a massive catastrophic lockup trail braking. Um, so you can attack very early with quite a lot of brake pressure, and that's kind of where all the time is. And a lot of people just brake a wee bit too early, like, and it multiplies up so much through the braking zones. Like, because if you lose a tenth every braking zone at Monza, there you've lost what 6 tenths.
Yeah,
Um,
and if I had gained 6 tenths from the lap time that you just got on yours and mine, I would only have been a second behind you.
yeah,
And
it's just doing laps and laps and laps and learning the lines and learning exactly when to put your throttle down and not have mistakes. Like I when it comes to the race, like I'm pretty confident for Monza at least. It's one of the few tracks I'll be hoping to get a low 46, even a high 45 for quali. And then when it comes to the race, it'll be like mid 46s. But like I can do that without actually really having to push because I know exactly where to put the throttle down, exactly where to start, exactly where to brake, and I won't ever overcook it or over push. There's no, it's just the amount of laps I've done. There's no, I have no worries about that track.
there's no ambiguity anymore. There's no what if I try braking a little later or a
Yeah,
little earlier. It's like
I've tried it all. I've tried it all.
you've got how many hours on it right there?
Yes.
254 hours he's got on this track, and that's what makes him feel confident on it.
Well, there's other tracks as well. Like for example, Zolder would probably be my best track. Zolder or Mazzano. But they're up there as well. But like, there's other tracks that like against like Mr. the Man, the life that I've taken. You know, the like I hate Barcelona, but I took the fastest lap out of anybody out of some stiff competition. Like, and same as Open Park. Open Park is just I love it to bits. It's so silly of a track. Gives it so much risk in like I'll see if I can open the share factor here and show you what I mean. You put in so much risk and chuck it over curves, and I feel like whenever there's bumps involved in a track, I'm usually or curves that you have to throw the car over. I'm usually very strong. People don't put enough um, trust into the car. Let me have a look. The tracks. Oh yeah, I'll show you what I did to the Lambo engine yesterday. What's this? Well, yes, this one. Yes, this is me sitting in the pits getting it. The quality work.
Lambo engine killed in one braking zone.
No. This is before I even left the pits.
Oh my god.
Anyway, listen to this. Turned up the sound a bit so you can listen to it a bit better, but
What the?
and if you look back at the peak of that, I hit once it slipped the clutch, I hit 29,000 RPM. And yeah, the engine was dead.
Wow.
Just completely gone. I think it was this one yesterday, was it? No, it wasn't this one, was it? Come on, I'm gonna turn one. Oh, it wasn't there either. No, it was this one. It was this one. Get to see it just go straight to red.
Jesus.
Yeah, if you slip past the protection, it's not good for the engine.
How
But
do
yeah,
you
tracks
manage
will
to go
bump.
past that protection there?
Um, it just happens. Like I shift. Like for every maybe one shift you do, I'm just fucking spamming the. Like I'm just I'm preempting whenever it'll let me. So,
Okay.
and a lot of the time, like once it accepts one through, it sometimes accepts three through at the same time. So it
Okay.
means that it just explodes. Which is yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, especially if you do it in a race. It's yeah, it's pretty much race ending.
Yeah, I feel like I
Um,
need. I can't control it. What I want to do is I want to time my shifts so that I'm hitting them where they need to be hit.
yeah, yeah,
So I go by engine sound a lot of the time when I'm going through a corner, and certain corners have different engine sound as to where I want to downshift. But even
yeah,
so, doing it the way that I do it, I'm missing shifts all the time because of my broken wires.
yes, yeah. It's not helpful.
And so it's hard to know. It's like, am I gonna miss a shift? If I double shift it, is it gonna double shift, or am I gonna miss one of those two? You know. So I'm like, I'm always on the edge of what's gonna actually happen right here.
Yeah,
Okay, so I just looked it up, and Monza, a 102% time is a 148 is in the 148s.
yeah.
That's the first time I've ever hit a 102% time.
That's good.
And so I feel a lot more confident about like the lines that I take all the time. One of
Yeah,
the least confident places I feel is in my braking, and
yeah,
I think you understand why that is with the way my downshifting works and all of that. So I'm not using the brakes at 100%, and also a lot of the times cars that have a higher front brake balance, and it's that makes for me that's snappy. I do a lot of snap oversteer if my brakes are heavy on the front,
yeah,
as the weight
yeah,
transfer, and it's transferring a little bit, and then you just touch the brakes a little bit more, and the next thing you know, it's going. Holy Jesus! What curves?
yeah, yeah. No, the Open's one of my favorites. It's just I just love it. I made a mistake here, ran a wee bit deep and had to compensate just a little bit, but it's the this is just one of my favorite tracks. Like I took the time trial here from like some other esports guys by 3/10. It was one of my better wins, but like these corners are such a pain. Like it's just such it's I just love weird and unused tracks. I'm usually quite good at.
If you want to just destroy a bunch of people this coming Friday, we're gonna have a race there.
Oh,
I'm
at Open.
Yeah, I'm really not that great there. I think I did it long enough to get stars, and that's it.
Yeah, no, it's I play it a lot. If it comes up, it would be one of my favorites.
I don't hate the track,
Um,
but it just doesn't feel like a GT3 track to me.
it's a bit tight, yeah. If you were like maybe in a Formula 3 or Formula 2, it would be pretty darn cool.
There you go. Something high downforce, not quite as powerful.
Yeah, I'm gonna find my Imola one. I'll show you what the complete height. I want
I
to go back
loved
to
it for
that.
like
Actually, I'm gonna
every
do it.
15 racing videos you have in there. There's one of Call of Duty.
Yeah, it just checks in a random one. I used to play a lot more than ACC, but then that's probably actually when I got good was when Call of Duty started to suck because it just went a bit backwards. I got more committed with playing ACC. Here, I'm trying to find the
So I
like
think
my
that I put in something like maybe 8 hours a week racing, unless there's an event. If,
yeah,
if there's an event like one of the endurance or something, I'll practice for that one a ton. If it's a couple of sprint races, I don't have all that much time for it. So
Yeah,
I,
that's
I'm
just fair enough.
I'm gonna beat myself up a lot less about my pace now.
Yeah, but the amount of time that you see that, well,
Yeah, basically.
yeah. So this is actually faster than the go setup lap time. So this lap that I did, it's one of my ones that I'm most proud of because yet again I think I won this one by like 4 times.
Nice.
Don't think I could ever do that lap time again. But I just watch these first curves, like just slip it
Oh
over the
yeah.
top. Like, absolutely zero wheel spin and just flew out. And the final chicane as well was gorgeous. Like leaving nothing on the like nothing left out there, running as wide as it could.
Now, some of these tracks, like Imola, Silverstone, there are some curves that, even with the little yellow sausages on them, that aren't a big deal. But there's some tracks, like
Oh yeah, yeah,
Monza, they're lava.
yeah,
See this? This is a sweet turn. When you hit that one right, it feels so good.
yeah. Yeah, no, these ones here, this is my favorite curves. Watch how much cut I can do here. I love those ones the beds. In the final sector, nobody was within a quarter of a second of me.
Jesus. Okay, so you're in the McLaren.
Yeah.
Have you tried taking those curves like that in the Lamborghini?
No, but trying the Audi, and the Audi could take it. The Audi's usually very, very, very unstable over curves.
Yeah, many of these curves I hit the same way in the Lamborghini, but the chicane curves right there, I can hit the first set, but if I hit the second set, I'm too upset. But that was fucking one hell of a lap time.
And I don't think I'll ever beat that one again. It's the same as
Really?
much. No, no, like I remember actually, bro. I think was this one that I was only at 59 yet. I guess it was my 46-0. Another one I'm trying to. Actually, I don't have any of these properly categorized because I do have like a 45 in the McLaren, but it's like buried somewhere. I really need to go through this. Like, I have so many clips that it's like equivalent to the size of a game now. Like, I really need to go through and clear out some of them because some of them are from like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I don't
You
save
know,
clips. I'll save my replays long enough to go back and watch it once in a while, but
yeah.
they get deleted too. Like it doesn't matter.
See if I can find
But the nice thing is, since I started streaming, almost every race I've ever done has been saved. So
Okay, cool.
I can go back and check any of my streaming history for my races. What the? Dude, put a cape on that thing.
I love that jump. So like, oh, to be fair, this guy was so lucky he didn't die because I hit that curb and then you'll see how close I get to him.
Look at the tires. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And it's really funny from his point of view because from his rear wing. He's like so lucky he didn't die.
It's like Lightning McQueen with his tongue out.
Oh, this one's really good. If the Camara's really good at rolling, so this is my friend. If you hit the inside curve at Kyalami, it just rolls.
Oh, nice and slow too. That's the lazy roll.
Oh yeah, it just gives up. Or if you do, you see if you know the way I showed you the dampers are 0 0 max max.
Right.
If you do it the opposite way around, if you do max max 0 0, it does this.
Okay, Will, shut up.
Just give me like it does this for some reason.
So max.
And you actually, yeah, you can't start the car because you're not stopped, and you can't go into the menu. So if you put that setup on, you literally can't leave without turning your place, closing the game because it won't let you stop.
wall ride.
Oh yeah, and
Skater.
skiing.
Skater. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask about the setups. I'm gonna go back.
Hmm.
Oh no, I'm not gonna go back and do that. But if we go back and look at how that setup is that pretty much just like what you do for every track in the Lamborghini and change a couple of things here or there, or is that like because it's Monza?
That will be a specific Monza setup. To be fair, it's not. It's some of the numbers are a wee bit weird. The front is less like what I would usually do, but I thought it was quite nice to drive. I could make it a wee bit more connected again if you wanted it to be. The front up stop range, if you lower that a wee bit, your initial turn in, the like laziness that it has now would disappear a little bit. But it would be a wee bit worse over the curbs. For other tracks, the dampers will be the same. The anti-roll bar will much be the same, but the thing that always changes a lot is the bump stop ranges at the front and the back because they'll those are the most track specific parts. Really, like the aero's always going to be track specific because like for example, Brands Hatch, you might run like 80 mils at the rear, and for a track with higher speed corners like say Coda, you might run like 70, 77 or something at the rear. Um, the aero and the bump stop range will always change, but unless you're buying the setups, you'll just kind of have to work that out.
Well, I've got a bunch that have been paid for, but as you said, they're not up to
I
date
would
like this
recommend.
is. So this is the one you gave me. So the tire pressures we got to work out according to the temperature of the track. Um, the toe. Are you gonna change that more for some tracks? Turn it more negative on the front.
That's the front is as negative as it can go.
Oh,
So
I mean less
yeah,
negative.
for
Oh, Jesus.
yeah. So for tracks with higher speed corners for like Silverstone in the race, that setup would absolutely annihilate the front tires. So you would end up with a lot of um, graining probably. So what I would do is just I would just tone it back a wee bit, maybe like 0.25 or something, and I would take a wee bit of camber off, um, just to keep it from eating the tires as badly. But in qualifying, you'd probably keep it as low as possible. One lap pace, it's always different. Race pace, like I can give you some of the setups that I have for the Lambo for other tracks, but um, a lot of the time they are track specific. A lot of the unless you're driving the McLaren, which pretty much uses the same setup everywhere. It's really funny. Like none of the numbers change. It just has a setup and it just works. Um, like all you have to change is the arrow. Um, but no, it will be very track specific. But if your setups are out of date, I would recommend getting 1 month if you have the money. It's like I don't know what it'll be in dollars or whatever. It'd be like $20 for 1 month subscription to Go setups and just buy all the setups for the Lambo. Um, because like the thing is, there'll be a lot of tracks there that um you don't actually want or need or have any plan of racing at. So you can choose like all the common ones like Spa, Monza, Silverstone, and you can pick out all those setups. And the for a full year, you'll be able to like update those setups. So if they update it in the meantime, you'll be able to download the newer version.
Oh, cool.
And so like at the minute, like so they do it numbered. So like, and if you open a Go setup file, you'll have like there's a load of safe setups. So they'll be labeled like SQ4. So it'll be safe quality fourth edition.
Okay.
So like in the Go setup ranges 1 and 2 usually, unless it's a newer car, was for like older physics. And then 3 and 4 is more relevant now. And the Porsche, for some reason, always has one extra update than everything else. So it has EQ5. Don't know why. but it always has one extra. But then usually, because we're on kind of an in-between physics model, between PC and console, like it's close to PC, but not quite. It doesn't have quite the amount of grip. So sometimes EQ4 is too aggressive, and if you step back to EQ3, or get a middle ground between EQ3 and EQ4, it'll be unreal. But like EQ4 won't work, and EQ3 will be too understeery, or just won't have enough. So like it's kind of up to your own discretion. But I would recommend that. I've never been really led astray with any of the Go setups, apart from in lower classes. GT3s are always fairly strong. The setups make sense, usually work. If you buy a GT4 setup, I don't think at this point any track that I've driven at, I haven't been faster than them with my own setup. So, like, GT4, GT2, not worth buying the setups. GT3, pretty much for all the cars. Maybe except the Audi, because it kind of fell out of fashion. Like, it was the fastest for a while, but then after it got nerfed a wee bit and the newer physics came out, it kind of fell out of the radar, and it just doesn't get the updates anymore, and it's not the same as it was.
Right.
But the Lambo, I would highly recommend getting the setups. Like it just makes it easy. It means you don't. All I would say is like a lot of their setups, very rarely are they too twitchy, or like yes they'll turn a lot, but a lot of the time they'll be settled enough that you can just take your time and learn it. And if you find the quality setup too sketchy, go look at the equivalent race setup, because the race setup is usually just a slightly toned down version of the quality setup.
Right.
And then find yourself a middle ground and just work it out. Or like the one that if you always have problems like entries, you just add. For me, if the car doesn't have max rear bump stop rate, that's always the first place I look. Is just add a wee bit more, just to give it a wee bit more stability. The higher that goes, the more the rear doesn't come round. So that's always what so the setup that I give you there was like 15 at the rear, but if you were having issues on initial turn in, I would know you put it to 20, and it would stop you having any spins. Yes, you'd have more understeer, but you wouldn't ever have like catastrophic slides. Like in my opinion, in a race, like you always want security. You always want the when the tires are dead, for it to catch and to not kill you. Like the setups that I drive, if I make a mistake, I don't know if you saw the replay after Silverstone, I ended up spinning like a spinning top in the gravel, in the grass, because as soon as I touched offline, it was completely uncatchable. So like, but if I didn't run that setup, I wouldn't have the pace to win. It just depends what you're trying to achieve. But safety is always better. Just if you ever have any questions or like how to safeten it out as well, like I can always provide that. Rear right height.
This Lamborghini setup that you gave to me today, did you build this one from the ground up?
Yeah. I sat for like sort of every hour I had this evening this week, I spent building that setup.
Okay.
So I went plus or minus. So like I tried. You could be faster if you really wanted to. It makes the car a lot more twitchy by making it more raked at the rear. You will have a lot more problems on exits and a lot more problems on entries.
Right.
It's overall faster, but wouldn't recommend it. And as I said, I tried it with my friend, and that was what we found as being the happy middle ground. You still got enough turn in, but had enough stability that you weren't cursing the car every time you took a turn.
Right.
Because you need to run low wing Monza, because, for example, the Lambo is particularly weak in Sector 1. So you needed to be running as little wing as possible, so then you're not just a sitting duck in the first straight.
Right.
Because the Ferrari is quicker, the McLaren is quicker in the first sector, the Mustang is definitely quicker, the Lexus is quicker, and the only thing that'll probably be in the range that's why the braking is so important in Sector 1, because it doesn't have enough straight line speed to make up for going half-assed on the brakes.
Right.
So it's important that you should be able to outbrake anybody in that car. Like from where I can brake, apart from the Porsche, you should be able to outbrake any of the other cars.
Okay.
And its brakes are very good. So from a defensive point of view, you should be able to defend against anybody and attack against anybody. Like if you really wanted to send it, you can just throw it at them and you will stop and they'll not think you're stopping.
Oh, right. No, I've noticed
So
that
like
every once in a while I get that just perfect where I think I'm outbraking myself, but really I just finally hit the right braking spot, braking marker,
yeah,
and I come to an almost complete stop, and they're running off into the sides, and they started braking before me. I'm like, I don't know
yeah,
how that happened, but thank you.
yeah. No, it once it catches and you have it nicely in the braking window, the language brakes really surprised me. I hadn't really driven it until I'd driven it at Valencia ages ago, maybe like a year ago. But apart from that, I'd never driven it before.
I don't think it's one of the strongest cars here, but
At Monza, no, it's
I mean at all, like overall in the game. Like if you were gonna have a competition between every car in the game on every track in the game, it's not gonna be like in somebody like yours hands. It's not gonna be the best car that you can drive out here. But I enjoy driving it and I like how it drives, so I've been sticking with it anyway.
yeah. For quality, it can usually deliver. Like if you put a calendar together, like Open Park, like Mazzano, Zold, not maybe not Zolder, but like Hungaroring, all tight and twisty tracks, the Lambo would be a very solid choice. But as soon as it comes to tracks where you need exit speed, a little bit of torque out, the McLaren, the Ferrari, the Ferrari just has a long final end to its gear ratio. So if the straights are long, the Ferrari comes back into its own game. Um, and the Porsche has that initial just punch out of the corner. Whereas the Lambo is just kind of, it doesn't really have, apart from its engine braking, and braking, it doesn't really have a strength. Um, Whereas the McLaren's traction is, if you are driving it properly, is absolutely unbeatable. Um, the Ferrari's braking is very good. The Porsche's brakes are nuts, but you have to run one ABS, and if you put in ever so slightly too much steering, you're off into the gravel because it just snatches the tire. It's really good at that. The BMW is unbelievable on tires and fuel. The Ferrari is actually ridiculous. Like you see when we were practicing there, both of us were using about sort of 3.2 liters a lap. How
Right.
much do you think the Ferrari uses?
Is
It
it
uses two. It
isn't it
uses
1.5 as much?
2.89.
Oh wait,
Two
is
point
it
eight
better?
nine. Oh yeah, it is. That's why you see in the rules. That's why we have three mandatory stops because you see a lot of these races. The Ferrari you would only need to make two
Oh
on
my god.
fuel, and other cars like I can do like nearly an hour and a half on one tank. So like for tracks like Monza, where the pit lane loss is the tire wear loss isn't great enough to pit. Um, the Ferrari would just decimate everything. Like I would just get 30 seconds for free.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, so that's why we have three mandatory stops. And at certain tracks like Barcelona, like although I got graining through the stint, it just compared to Tintin and the Lexus, the wear that the Ferrari had in comparison was just nothing. It really doesn't use its tires. It's really very it's very unfair. That's why a lot of tracks it has like +20 because it just yes that it'll make you a lot slower, but you see when everybody else's tires die, it just doesn't die.
Right.
Um, Same as the Mercedes. A lot of people don't drive the Mercedes because it's tricky and really weird setup numbers, very oversteer heavy. Um, the Mercedes, like I did 100 and was it? No, it was 80 minutes in the Mercedes at Spa, and my last lap was as fast as my first lap.
Jesus.
After 80 minutes on tires, it just doesn't use them at all. Um, it's a real dark horse. It has absolutely no quality pace. If you wanted to get on pole in qualifying, the Mercedes is not your car at most tracks, but in the race it'll just come in dead zone. There's a few cars like that. The McLaren, the Ferrari, the Mustang will all out qualify stuff like that, but then you can pull it back in the
They're
race.
all strategy cars.
Yeah. Same as the BMW. A lot of the front engine cars are like that. That just having the engine in the front just gives you some inherent understeer.
Right.
You just can't get rid of understeer whenever you have like 100 kilo engine block over the front wheels.
Right.
It just it doesn't help it out.
Probably
It just
doesn't
pushes
help
it on.
braking either.
Usually it means you can brake more aggressively.
More aggressively, but for trail braking, I mean.
Yeah, because the engine carries on, and that's why mid-engine cars rotate a wee bit better, because when you finish braking, the engine obviously swings round and helps the car turn a little bit.
Right. Alright, well, I've been beating myself up for, God, I can't even, since I started playing ACC that I'm too slow, and then now more recently especially, I'm like, I haven't really progressed any, I haven't gotten any quicker. My last couple races on Friday, I found myself catching the car in spins when before I was like, how the hell do people ever catch the car? Like, I don't get it. In my car,
Yeah,
I can take my real car out on the road and I can take a cloverleaf freeway entrance sideways and bring it back straight,
yeah,
no problem. But on this game, I can't get the feel
yeah,
of it. So I found myself this last Friday, I was catching some spins, like actually two or three of them, I think. And right now, I couldn't be like, oh, it did this, and so I did this. But every time it happened, I just instinctively, like, worked my feet and my hands and stopped the spin. So
yeah, yeah,
I was like, oh, this is great. This is something that I'm doing now that I couldn't do before. This is an improvement. And then after
yeah,
this session with you here today, I am literally almost a full second faster than I was on this track before.
yeah. As I said, a lot of the key is making sure that the setup's right. You're comfortable with the setup, and then just sitting and pushing and learning. But the setups that you were having, like, they were always going to be that wee bit slower. Just there's nothing you can really do about that with the yeah. I was looking for some of my catches to see if unless I want to crash, I won't crash. Um, so, like, you come through here, like, it's one of my few things. I apart from the one that happened at Silverstone, but that was curb related. Um, I don't usually crash unless I want to. Let me see. I'm trying to find my Audi catch that I did at the. Oh, actually, no, that's the best one to show you. Actually, is I don't know if did you do the Porsche Cup? You
Oh,
did do the
yes, I
Porsche
did.
Cup.
That was so much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I love the Porsche
I
Cup
was
the
actually
best.
better at catching that cup car than I am at catching the Lamborghini. Where did you?
It was when they brought out an update, all the collisions for walls were turned off for some reason.
So you just slid
So it
through the
meant that,
wall and into the void.
yeah, yeah. So for like a week or so, you literally couldn't do races because you would just drive through walls.
Just you're not supposed to hit the walls anyway, so.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. I got you're not getting that back.
That
Trying to
looked like
find
fun, yeah.
um, the McLaren's pretty easy to catch. I would say the Lambos, from my experience, wasn't overly easy to catch. Oh my god! Oh, I hit that curve.
I just held the brakes until it straightened out, huh?
I'd love to see someone's POV of me doing that.
So I guess it's a matter of how long you've been, how many hours you have in the sim to seeing stuff like that. Because I'm like, I think I've rolled a car one time.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I do it every now and again. I forgot about this crash.
Two though, besides once.
The poor fucking old man just
Like literally more than half the grid was taken out.
Jesus. Oh, and he didn't go upside down.
No, that's me getting hit now.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, we've that's Callum, you know, that we play a lot.
I've got my stream from Friday night. If you skip over towards the end, I did a review of a couple of incidents where I thought everybody else was at fault except for one of them that I was really unsure of, and it turns out when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is probably my fault. And then John was on with me on the stream. He's like, no, that wasn't you, that was them. Unsafe rejoin. I'm like, yeah, I didn't screw any of them up.
Yeah, I was hit when I was like,
ooh.
I was hit. I have no idea how you got that. Usually when I get big snaps in the McLaren through here as well.
How do you see? I would have been gone. The second that thing snapped over that curb, I would have been it would have been over for me.
Yeah, you need to just wait till it re-grabs. You just need to wait till it re-grabs. You'll feel it through the way.
So right there.
I find that most of these steps are usually when something bad happens.
There's a weird point.
You see what I mean? Though, there's a you can do like 100 laps at Spa and not get this once, but there's a little like bounce in here. Watch where the car behaves. Yeah. And like, you know, when you're fully committed like that, there's just no way to deal with that.
Yeah, and I know exactly what bump you're talking about right there because I have played with that inside apex so many times that I found out where that bump is. And
yeah.
I do the same thing. Okay, so there's there. And if you watch me at Ascari, as I'm coming around the middle center part on the right-hander, I'll let off like 25%. And that's because I know that there's a bump right there that if I'm on full throttle, it'll spin me.
Yes, yeah. This is the GT2 mark. You're not ready for how it can take the second chicane.
Yeah,
I can just mind all of that, and you know, you just gain so much time over everyone.
And it's like those curves, the right height is so much higher.
All these are really stupid.
I think we were doing the Porsche Cup still. I wanted to watch a real life lap in the Cup car and see how they took it. And the second part of the second chicane, they really, really hit that curb. And they're basically on two wheels bouncing out of that thing. And I was like, you just can't do that in ACC. Like, you can't. It's not possible. And so I'm doing laps, and I got down to a fairly decent time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to hit it just like he did. I have no idea.
It just chucks you off.
I hit it, and I did the little bouncy, and I went back and I looked at the replay, and it looked just like his car did when it did it. I was like, sick. I tried to repeat it.
I can't do it again.
Never did it again.
Oh, is this the one that I think it is? Look at the car rolling. The car is burnt. Like, how is he there? I have no idea how he managed that. I think this is when I was driving the Audi. I had a massive catch in this thing. Oh, was it this one? Like, I still have no idea how I got this. Was it this one? I think it's one of my best catches ever. And say, oh, might be this one. Oh!
Seriously, Clench?
Yeah. I wish I had my onboard for that, because, you know, It's just complete opposite lock for a split second to just grab it.
You held on to that so well, you were still gaining time on the car in front of you.
Yeah, that was
These are all lap traffic. They don't count anyway. Never mind.
It's just people are qualifying. But no, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to show you like the end of my race with Hyper at Zandvoort. Because the onboard makes it even more funny. Like, Mugen's stream was funny, but the onboard makes it even funnier. Because me and Hyper are just like, you can just hear both of us just pissing it. Like we're just having an absolute laugh. Like, we're just pissing around. Everybody else is trying really, like, is pushing really hard, and me and Hyper are just giggling and laughing while drifting side by side. Just see if I can find it. Well, was Zandvoort not the last Porsche Cup race? It was. Or did we do... No, Silverstone was last, wasn't it? I don't remember which one was last in that championship.
I've only done 2 Porsche Cups.
I remember where we ended up. I'm looking for Zandvoort. Can I see that? There's no way I would have deleted that. That was such a good clip.
I mean, what color was your Porsche?
Purple.
Oh, so same as usual?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's always like that purple. There's a Porsche.
Oh, you know what?
These are recent.
I saved a couple of clips of that one that I saved. The really good drift that I saved. I got hit from outside. He turned in like I wasn't there, and it caused my front end to twitch in, and I just started drifting around. It was the very end of what's it called? Mercedes Arena at Nürburgring.
Yeah.
And I just flung the wheel to the right, didn't touch anything. Pulled it straight, and I pulled right back in behind the car that hit me. And it was like I was still up to speed and everything. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, just it's such a feeling whenever you get it back. Especially when you're like convinced you lost it.
Right, and I know another thing I need to do is my wheel is great, right? It's way better than the T150 I started with. But I think a direct drive, so I could actually, when I first started using this wheel on GT7, when I turned the wheel and I was getting understeer, I could feel for grip. I can't feel for gripping with this on ACC.
Yeah. The base CSL, the 5 Newton meters, I would push up to the 8, with the booster kit. It's worth it. I had that before. I now have the DD Plus.
And I know that, I've got to... This isn't very strong, but I have to turn the force feedback down so it doesn't...
Okay.
I forgot what they said. It was clipping. My force feedback was clipping.
Yeah. I recently worked out that was a lot to do with my settings rather than the wheel itself. The gain in the game should be turned down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was recommended to do with mine.
Yeah, I'm at like 80% now.
Let me see if I can find mine. Wait, force feedback is set at 90. Force is at 90. I can't remember what setting the gain is. Oh wait, maybe it's... That's what my problem is. It's the gain is actually an in-game setting, isn't it?
Yeah. If you said like 80 or like 70 or something, then push your force feedback and your wheel back up again. It feels a lot better.
Okay.
At least that's what I did.
Alright, well, I can't believe you took me down from 103% to 102% in a matter of a single tip. is what helped me gain that.
Well, it'll just be down to practice now. If there's once you get consistent, if there's something that you still don't like, just tell me and I'll fix it because I know how to fix what I've got. So if you like, want more responsive on the front end, like not snappiness, but like more connected front. Because at the minute it's with the longer the bump stop range. If you imagine that, when you turn a car in and it like dives.
Right.
Like the higher that bump stop range is the more it will dive. Initially, it gives you a better turn in. Exit gives you worse. It gives you worse because the front washes off. But like it just depends how you like to drive. If you want less, if just have a load of goes with it. Just work out what you like with it, and if there's anything you dislike, and then if you give me some feedback, I can fix it. If needs be.
Oh, for sure. So, is this setup that I got from you here gonna be good for a race, or do I need to tone down like the toe in for the front end and stuff like that?
I will do a session tomorrow and work on it for you. I'll do a 30-minute run and see how bad the tires are.
Okay, and then I would love to have you on one of my streams again and just like build a setup from scratch.
Yeah.
And see if we can learn how you do it.
Yeah, of course.
That's a very popular thing that nobody knows how to set cars up, and a lot of people just...
Yeah, a lot of people just go for the aggressive.
And then there's a lot of people that like will buy the setups and we can make minor adjustments, but we don't really know what we're doing with them. We just know that the car feels better for us.
Yeah. Because there's a dude that I get to set up the other week, and I nearly had a fit with him because the first thing he did was raise the front ride height, which is the quickest way to lose performance. And he was like, "But it feels better," and I was like, "No, but you've just shaved 7/10 out of the car's potential for no reason."
Dude, seriously, like that's the last thing you think of is raising that front ride height.
Yeah, but no, that's what I thought as well. But some people, I give them a right bollocking for it. I was like, "Do not do that ever again, or you're not getting a setup from me again." I'm like, that's not the number to change. If there's any numbers to change, that's not it.
No, there was one track, I can't remember what it was. Oh, there it comes. Look at you.
That was recently, actually.
You drove straight through that guy like he wasn't there. That was slick. How bad?
That was a recent one, actually. It was only 3 seconds, I think. It wasn't too bad. It was all the front as well.
That's definitely not bad. If that were me, I'd have been like, "Hey, Marnik!"
Oh yeah, you want to watch him roll? Yeah, it's the end of qualifying. He really put me off. I was on for quite a good lap and flipping rolled in front of me and then parked there.
I've had a couple of good battles with that guy. I think I'm not a whole lot slower than he is, but he makes mistakes often enough I can catch him.
Yeah.
No, lots of fun racing with Marnik.
But no, yeah, if you ever need any help again, just reach out. I was happy enough to drive the Lambo. If it was like the Mustang or the M4, I would have been a bit more annoyed. I don't like front engine cars. It's also saying.
Yeah, I was thinking about learning the AMG. I was thinking about getting that out there, the Merc.
I have all the setups for it. I can give you pretty much for every track.
Fun. Do you have them all in files, or is it all?
Yeah, but I have them all in files.
Oh, perfect. I like that so much better, so I can just save them in my computer.
Yeah, they're just JSON files, so if you just upload them to that, there's like a Go setup comparator on their website.
Oh,
if you just upload them onto that, then you read it.
What's the fucking website I use?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but it does the same thing.
It does, but I like it because it's Deutsch.
Yeah. No, but that does the same thing. If there's certain tracks that you need for it to try, I think I have all the common ones for it.
Hey, whatever works, and thank you for coming on and giving me some tips. And when I'm going to work, I'm going to focus on fixing my brake pedal so it is more like what it's supposed to feel like and less floppy in the first couple of centimeters. And then, as important as braking is, I'm going to focus more on getting that fixed. I'm going to get my shifters fixed, the cords on my wheels, so that I can not miss shifts anymore. And I'm going to grow my balls back braking into corners, because that's a funny story. I actually had surgery, right? I don't know if you know, but
Okay.
I
Cool.
went and had gender surgery. What? How old am I? 45? 4 years ago.
Yeah. Cool.
So my old ones are on a jar in the doctor's office, sitting up on a shelf. So I like
That's
to make
pretty
a joke
cool.
that I had mine cut off. They're still bigger than yours, but apparently I need to grow them back on my braking
Yeah.
zones.
Well, it was actually it was the holding off. I think it's because you weren't 100%. You were probably braking for the right place for how much you were braking.
Right.
Um, but it's because if you were 100%, you would just be stopping like 30 meters before the corner.
Yeah, and that's what I found is once you said that and I started just slamming the brakes right there, I was letting off super early and I was going too slow to even make it to the end of the outside of the apex. I was cutting it off. I was like, holy,
Yeah,
I'm not utilizing my car to its full potential. I need to get braver on the brakes. I need to start having confidence in the brakes again.
yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%.
So,
If you get the braking sorted, as I said, the lines are pretty much there. You have because sometimes people, the second chicane is wrong. You're in the right gear, you're in the right place. Um, uh, yeah, the other corners you're in the right place. A scary maybe just taking the first curve a wee bit harder just to get the corner widened out so you can power all the way through it. But apart from that, everywhere else was fine. Like there was nothing that I could really like. Sometimes people, like I don't know if no, I wasn't in the same league. There was a guy who used to race with, you know, at Imola. He was usually quite quick, but he was like 7/10 slower than he usually should be. He was usually like me plus 1 second. But for some reason it didn't lose 1.7 seconds, and it was because he was carrying way too much entry speed into one corner and was absolutely tanking the exit every lap.
yeah.
And it meant that he just was losing everything in one corner.
I
I got him back 7/10, and then it meant that he was right in the window again.
I have one of those corners at Imola,
Yeah,
and it takes me like a half an hour of practice to stop trying to push through it so hard in the entry and take it out of the exit.
yeah, yeah. Just trying to get warmed up.
Anybody who watches this was Josh, WRL Fish, awesome guy,
Nice.
super alien, and love racing with him. So he
Cheers.
promised he would come back and teach us how to set up a car one day. So
Yep.
I look forward to that one. So thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.
Cool. Cheers.